this episode of Dad is Not a Noun. I want to thank today's sponsor, the Real Dads Network, 11th Annual Real Dads Network Daddy Daughter Dance.
The daddy daughter dance means so much to me because my dad means so much to me. It's our special day every year when we get to dress up and dance and just have fun. I like helping my dad get dressed. He thinks he looks cool, but I show him what cool is when we get to the dance floor.
Daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl. And you know.
You every advantage I found, couldn't find a better fit for them, along with my crown. And since the baton was passed, I've been down, cause failing's not an option, and dad is not a noun, not at all.
Welcome to another episode of Dad is Not a Noun. My name is Ishmael, changing the narrative from men of color of fatherhood, as well as changing the narrative on the things I care about. And today, what I want to talk about is artists versus AI artists. And I have one of the dopest brothers that I've known for years, one of the most talented artists. He's nice with the paintbrush. He's also nice with the digital art. He's done projects with Rise from the legendary comedian Michael Collier, and I'm happy to have this brother on. Demar Douglas, thank you for joining me, brother. How you doing? And
Hey,
first, hey, first thing, bro, how's your heart? The reason why I asked that to all my guests, I'm all about mental health and vulnerability. So, how's your heart, bro?
blessed, man. Very blessed. Everything is good. Fam, career, everything's good. Health, everything's good.
That's dope. So everything is put into place. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, thank you for coming on, man. And I just want to get your feelings on as an artist as we enter this world of AI art, because AI is just taking everything. Because we live in a society where AI has been uh, democratized, so everyone has their hands on it. So I want to get your feelings of what do you feel about AI art?
um, I don't, excuse me, I don't think there's really a thing such as AI artist. It's not a thing. Um, there is such thing as AI image generators. You get what I'm saying? I was I played around with the Midjourney just for shits and giggles, right? Um, and I can't front say it doesn't put out amazing images. It does, except when you ask them to wave or not be cross-eyed. The fingers are usually messed up. Sometimes the eyes are out of focus. But other than that, it does amazing images. However, it's almost like, do microwaves really are microwave chefs? Or is it the food that you put into the microwave? And then the food that you put into the microwave, is it fresh ingredients? Are there rotten eggs? Or everything fresh and you cook everything up and cook it in the microwave? That's what AI art is. AI image generation is to me, as far as how I'm concerned, because it's pretty much taking. I won't say pretty much. It's exactly taking um, photographs that we've all taken through social media, artwork that we've all posted, social media, Google algorithms, and everything else that acquires everything, and it's making an amalgamation of all everything that is based upon categories and mix it, thrown it into the mix. And so it's without it, with AR art wouldn't exist without artists' work that's been done previously. Almost as if a child wouldn't exist without the chromosomes from a mother and a father, the sperm or the egg. And that's just what it is. Um, do I like it? Mm, I have mixed feelings on it. I don't like the ideology of non-artists feeling like they got donkey dick confidence all of a sudden because they can type in 5 words. I literally went on Midjourney and typed blah, 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 blah. And it spit out an amazing fucking image that it was like some guy going blah, blah, blah. It spit out a really great image by typing blah, blah, blah. I don't classify that as artistry. It's an image that was generated. So I think the terminology needs to be shifted. Number one. Number two, I think there should be an opt-in option. Back in the day when illustrators were dealing with clip art was real heavy at one point, right? So it was like grab this, and but they were licensed. They were licensed images. So the artist who was creating the clip art got paid X amount of money to make 5 characters in 5 different poses, and they were entered into a database like a Shutterstock or I can't even think of all the other stock image photography or illustration clip art websites, but they were compensated and they signed on for it. They put pen to paper and signed on to allow their art of their choosing to be applicable for global license distribution. Anything less than that is thievery. So you look at like how many people have gotten sued from sampling classic music without authorization. Why is that not a thing for artists? Is it always fuck artists just because or not? You know what I'm saying? So where's the line drawn? Where's the respect level? Where's, you know what I'm saying? It's all cute and done. You know, everybody can do little avatar pictures and now I haven't been hit personally, but I know a lot of people who have lost commissions to AR art. For example, one of my friends had a client on the line for, they were trying to say, I guess he quoted them a certain price to do a portrait, and the client was supposed to be saving up their money, but then this AR thing hit like really public in the last they've had some smaller versions, but now there's these more major iterations of it. Is, you know, it's hitting heavy. So that friend of mine lost that gig because the customer said, why the hell do I need you, more or less, when I can type in a few words and put my photo in it as well? And now I have myself drawn as a Picasso style. Then it could be a Demar Douglas style or who, or you know, Justin Boer, whoever style. That's messed up. I'm not trying to be the old man on horseback yelling at the cars driving by.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, regulation is needed. I mean, shit, they regulated cloning when it first came out.
Yeah.
Even now it's regulated to a degree. I mean, they're cloning body parts or organs and dogs and cats and stuff like that. But I haven't personally met and shook hands with a grown-ass clone. They regulate it.
No.
The technology exists.
Yeah.
And that's not no conspiracy theory. I just saw a commercial on Facebook about if your dog dies, you can clone them. Have Scooby 2.0 or whatever. So the technology exists, but it needs to be regulated. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, it's hurting people's income. I can see down the line. For example, like say if a animation studio hires 1,000 to 2,000 people. I don't know the exact numbers, but you know that long list of credits that come down the back of the movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what if it had like 2 people?
Yeah.
How many jobs are lost?
Yeah.
How many artists or creators are out of work, struggling, went to school, got their acquired all these years and years, 20, 30, 40 years of experience to have nothing. Does that change the crime level? Are you going to see artists and creatives going out racking the nine, doing their daily crime? I don't know.
No,
But
no, no, no. It's a
that's
good
some real
question, bro.
shit, though. Think about it.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about it.
I totally agree.
Crime is bred by necessity.
Yeah,
People wouldn't be out robbing and stealing if they didn't have the need. In
yeah,
most cases, some people just like to do fuck
yeah,
shit to do fuck shit.
yeah.
But as a general consensus, hands down, like no, like it is what it is. Um, but yeah, I think it definitely needs regulation, man.
Yeah, and so I'm all about solutions, and I love the idea of regulations. Um, what do you think as an artist, as a community? How do you get there? Because one of my things I was thinking about is why not create a union for the artists, a community of the artists coming together, where you have like board members that go and go to Congress and put the laws on the books to protect artists' uh, rights when it comes to people using your art to make a copy, and like say, oh, this is some new stuff.
Well, they do have Society of Illustrators, which, from what I understand, ain't rocking with it. They do have graphic artists guilds and unions and things of that nature that have taken a stance. Um, there's things in motion. There's things in motion in regards to that. How effective? How fast? Is it too late? Like all these questions are arbitrary. You know what I'm saying? The only true solution is for me, like even my son, he does a lot of digital art as well, hand drawn. But I'm been teaching him oil painting. I've always, taught him acrylic. I want to help him up his skills for oil painting and all the traditional mediums, because I mean, what if the electricity goes out?
Yeah,
I don't want to be. I'm not gonna. I've never wanted to allow myself to ever be in a situation where someone can ever pull my card. You know what I'm saying? You know how you'll watch like Sway in the morning and he'll have somebody get on there. It's like, okay, Five Fingers of Death, freestyle, and they can't freestyle for shit, but they call themselves a lyricist, MC, rapper, or whatever. And
yeah,
you haven't honed your craft.
yeah,
Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. Um, it's real talk. You like if the electricity goes out at any point in time, it's non and void. You know what I'm saying? I know we've all heard about the potential scares of EMP bombs and other things of that nature. And we saw what happened in Hurricane Katrina and other
yeah,
national disasters when electricity is out for X amount of times. Or even in Puerto Rico, when the power was out for all those months or whatever it was. What then? I even proposed the concept of like a driver's license, right? Like, what if, just
yeah,
hypothetically, what if? I know it's not probably going to come to fruition, but I almost feel like there should be like a drawing, like you take your driving test to get your license. Maybe, maybe say you take a drawing test to be able to allow the access to these high end AR things. Now, for the purposes of finding reference, I can see that being a great usage. Case in point, when I do illustration or fine artwork, I'm either hiring a model, setting up the lights, cameras, doing all that stuff, and or doing a Google search for clouds, environments, and things of that nature to how and compose the lighting and things that I need for my reference. Now the AI can't put that together lickety split. And I think that's
yeah,
cool for that component of it. But I would still, even if that was the case, I would use it as a reference tool, and that's it. But I still want my stamp of my art on my thing. I look at the crazy analogy, but when you think about it, right, when when you take your woman out on a date,
Right.
or make love to your woman and everybody's happy at the end. Like, I did that. You did that. You made that happen. That's on your effort. Not that you walk in seeing this AI running a train on your girl, and you walk in, give them a high five, like, yo, we did that, bro. We
Yeah.
handled that. She know she getting maybe some tacos. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk, because it's not, you're not putting in the work yourself. That could be seen different things. People could be mad, try to cancel, whatever. I don't care. I said what I said. It is what it is. If I can literally go type, you can try it yourself. You go try the free trial, Midjourney or whatever, and type blah blah blah, and see if it doesn't spit out an amazing image. It is what it is, man. But I think it's here. We have to adapt to it. But the same thing that we have to adapt. It's all fun and cute when it's affecting artists, but what about the people that at Walmart, right? So I went to Walmart the other day, and the self-checkouts. Now there's 20 registers that can be manned by breathing human beings, but they're all empty. There's no humans working it, but they have 20 more registers self-checkout on the left side and the right side of the store. And those each hold like maybe 10 to 20 registers, but it's only one person running it that can fix the machine or do it, scan your vegetables or whatever, because those scales or whatever. But other than that, I mean, come on, how many jobs are lost? I was at the gas station. They got self-checkout there. One person running 4 registers. How many jobs are lost? Where's anarchy kick in?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
Where's the poverty line kick in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, obviously inflation's still on the rise. Rent control is not controlling nothing for the most, or some states don't have control. So it's like what are you supposed to do? Now, even if you try to go back to school to learn to be the programmers, to be the person behind the person that programs the computers, there's only so many of those jobs. Are we switching over to universal basic income? Look that one up. But that's
not gonna happen. The universal income, that's never gonna happen.
I mean, just saying. Countries they're running test trials in other countries.
But here in America now,
I mean, so welfare is to an extent.
Yeah,
to a small,
in a way
of it, yeah. So it's destructive in certain aspects of creativity and then jobs. I mean, because you look at what's actually coming down the pipeline. Like I said before, it's fun, it's cute. Oh, let's do away with artists. All right, cool. But the agricultural robots, doing all the farming, the police force, military, grocery shopping. Amazon has grocery stores where you can just walk in and grab what you want and walk out, because the cameras scan everything you put in your basket and your face and everything else. You don't even talk to nobody.
Yep. No,
it's an interesting world we're entering in, man. People can say what they want, but we're really rapidly approaching the Jetsons era.
Yeah.
So we do have to evolve and adapt and survive and this, that, but no one knows the real road. I mean, shit, they haven't truly even figured out with the implementation of all the streaming services. That's not a mastered. I mean, it opens the door to anyone being able to want to be on a streaming platform, Apple, Google, whatever. It gets rid of the gatekeepers, and that's cool. But at the same time, artists aren't being monetized the way they should be. There's pennies, like fractions of a cent.
Do you think AI or computer scientists should be able to copyright? The reason why I bring that up is because, recently, the corporate, I'm not corporate, but copyright office denied a couple of AI artists, basically saying that, you're using AI to create it. It's not created by a human. And so they denied a couple of people. And then you had that young lady who allegedly said that she got a copyright restoration for her AI novel where she used a lot of the photos through AI. So what are your feelings on that?
Well, in regards to the comic book, you're talking about, must be talking about the one with Zendaya. Clearly, they typed Zendaya into the database and they pulled reference photos of her to recreate or remix or whatever. I know that got overturned. I know they initially filed it. It got overturned because there's the lack of human involvement. So a machine can't have a copyright that's based upon human creation. So there's that. But as far as how it plays into the copyright and rights usage and things of that nature, AI definitely shouldn't have a place in that. Like I said earlier, they're not artists. It's image. You're generating images. That'll be as if like you reached out to me as you and asked me to I need an image of a character doing this, that, and the third with this type of background, and then I'd produce it for you, draw it, illustrate it, spend a whole month or more illustrating it, and then you taking claim for it. Nah, that's not cool, and that shouldn't float at all. I do feel like they should have a structured database to be able to pull from, like like clip art. People signed on for that. They got compensated for that, or they license images out to for the general public to utilize for graphic designs or articles or whatever. But they pay for that. They pay for the licensing, not like the music industry. Anything other than that is uncivilized, man. Right now, the AI is it's like Westworld. It's Wild Wild West in the digital era. It's not a good look, and I think there's a place for it, but I think with regulation and permission based sampling, if you would, just like the music industry, you know what I mean? Like people get sued all the time behind stealing music, borrowing without proper protocol, and that's how it should be.
No, I totally agree with you 100% because, just recently, Getty Image stopped taking AI art. So, they align themselves with artists too. So I think that's a big, important, crucial thing when you get into nuts and bolts when it comes to copyright. Also, too, what I worry about is like if someone gets like a really good lawyer to kind of find a way to get a wiggle room. And one thing I worry about, I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if you agree with me or not, that you might have a lawyer that might use the Personhood Act or the 14th Amendment, the Personhood Act that basically states that corporations are people.
Corporations are people, but I wouldn't classify that as an AI thing. I have a corporation, and it immediately attaches my ENI. So my EIN attaches to my SSN on the back end. So technically, that kind of does tag over to me as a company or a human. Our social securities technically are corporation. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, but other than that, the AI creation, it's almost like you run, like your wife gets picked up by the ambulance to rush to the hospital to deliver the baby. Did the ambulance give birth to the baby? Or was it a tool to get to the end of the, you know what I'm saying, to get to the hospital? I don't think copyright's applicable. It shouldn't be applicable. And I appreciate people can type really fast, you know what I mean, to come up with images. And like I said, like I was saying earlier, you know what I mean, it's having the capabilities of saving time to research reference material is cool. But to put it out as like it's hard work and effort is disrespectful. I don't care what no one has to say. You know what I mean? Like I've like even like I like you know I did the logo for That Is Not a Noun, and to say like if I use the computer and then I'm claiming ownership over something the computer did, you know that's uncivilized, bro. So
No, I
that's
agree with
below
you.
board. I'm not with it.
I feel you, man. And it's like it's basically like cheating, man. It's like, you know, we live in a society where, people try to
It's
take
less.
shortcuts.
Y'all say it's less. It's I would call it less cheating, more like colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really just taking from cultures, people, and other things and utilizing it for its own purpose. It's the digital colonizer. You know what I'm saying? That's, period. There's no other way around it. Thievery is
No,
thievery, man. What kind of dress you put on it, spin it around, you lift up the dress, it's still stolen property, stolen imagery. I mean, shit, I've seen several AI images that had blurred out or distorted artist signatures on it. So that's a
wow.
telltale sign in itself. Just saying.
No, you're right. You're on the ball with that. And the reason why it was cheating, because the purpose of you as an artist is to learn and gain that information to make you a better artist. And people that use AI art um not take time to learn the craft of art, and
I mean,
it just
I
takes
mean,
away.
I think it benefits. To being all in all honesty, I think it benefits lazy, untalented, and broke creators who don't want to outsource the proper, proper people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the dad is, the beat with who did your beat?
There go Gaza.
Amerigo Gosway, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they got AI that you can type in a few words and punch a few little key here, and you got a beat that sounds just like he did it. But he spent all them years crafting and even what Sky Zoo was doing the lyrics, right?
Yep.
So you got AI that can write lyrics for you and stuff now. So what I mean, where's that'll make you an MC. That'll make you a ill producer because you typed in a few things. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's below board. Now, for reference purposes, that's cool. But for like just because you broke, poor, or untalented, get your skills up or hire someone who can do it. Like it's
Yep.
always been. But yeah, I said what I said.
No, no, no. And I love that you did that, man, because we live in a society where people fake it until they make it. Facts. I'm just saying that's
Right.
the reality that we live in. And so it's important that we have these conversations, because if not, you gonna see people just posting things, whatever, and with no consequence to like just posting stuff. You know what I mean? Say, yeah, I did this. This is dope. I did da da da. It's like, nah, nah, nah. You took the shortcut, dude. And I think that's the one thing too, is that like a lot of people don't know, the technology behind it, and
I
how,
think a lot. I think a lot. I think it's been enough conversations going around where it goes a little bit beyond people not knowing. I think a lot of people don't fucking care.
True,
Period. A
true.
lot of people don't care because it serves their benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just works for them. If they want to get something done, they don't have the budget for it. Then bada boom, here's a resource or a solution. I mean, it's the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean? Like it's a accessible, practically free resource to get something that you want to accomplish done. and fast and cheap. Is it like reputable? I mean, it's almost like it's like digital whoredom or prostitution. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, at the end of the night, we all want to have a nice warm body to lay with and to fulfill our needs, but you can go out and pay for it, or you can earn a woman's love and trust. You know what I mean? And build a relationship it's all about where your ethics fall.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unethical motherfuckers out here, so there's that.
And then one thing too is, bro, this has been a dope conversation. Like we need to have more dialogue about, what does AI, art, or like you were saying, I don't believe you should. Real artists should be in the same category with people that duplicates art. I think they should be separate. Number two, I think wherever they get that art from to recopy it, to duplicate it, it has to be a system in place where the artist, where they got it from, gets paid.
It should definitely be an opt-in system.
I totally agree with that.
So if they offer me, hey, Demar, can you paint 5 different styles of black girls with afros?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Here's your compensation. It's going to be in this national database that's going to be accessible as like clip art.
Yep.
But any AI algorithm, now I would feel fair about that.
Right.
At least you have permission. I can always turn them down and say no. But again, it's one of those things. What is it to be human? What is it to have a soul?
Right.
What is it to have like genuine creativity? You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain pictures that I painted that was from my imagination. You know what I'm saying? Also from dreams I felt God gave me. Like, why are we trying to be God so bad? Is AI the new Tower of Babel?
That's a good question, because that's the one thing that AI will never do. It will never duplicate the original work of a Demar Douglas. Like whatever from God to your ears and what you paint and what you write, AI can't do that at this moment. I know.
But it's coming fast. I mean, it depends on how they quote unquote program the models. There's people there's people that are working like professional illustrators that are getting almost attacked by non-artists, saying we should like so arrogant, right? Yeah. We should be able to use your art to create our visions. And then they're going, I can't remember, I think it's Sam Does Art is one of them.
Okay.
I think that's his name. You can check him out on YouTube. I think it's called Sam Does Art. But he was feeling attacked. Well, he was getting attacked because then the people were feeling like they're entitled to use this AI software to use his art to train the model. So now, if it's like X, Y, and Z character in the style of Sam Does Art, and it's spitting out things that he thought he did.
Right.
That's a cold game, bro.
No, it is. And it's a cold game. It's a cold world. And then also, I want to bring to the people's attention. I know the biggest thing was it last year, December, November, people was using that AI art app, Lensa. Was it Lensa? Right. And I'm going to let people know out there, like, please read the fine print before you download the app.
I ain't got time for that.
Because one, they have access to your data. They'll share your data to all third parties. And number two, those images that you put out there, you gave them the license to use it wherever they want to. Sell those images of yourself. Like one day you could find your image in a German slut porn video cover.
Facts. and then too, look, right? I know a lot of people play around with the I think it's called the Reface app. It's using AI technology to slap your face on a movie clip.
Yeah.
So we walk around like T'Challa, the Hulk, or whoever.
Yep.
And where does that stop? Because we got footage of you cheating on your girl.
Yep.
I was at dinner with old girl.
Yep.
And you was at work.
Yep.
Or Mr. Ishmael, we have you doing this crime.
Yep.
Robbing this bank.
Yep.
And here's the video footage of it. There's your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the Glock.
Yeah.
On the teller.
Yeah. And it has your voice.
Yeah. Where's it stop? Where's it stop?
Yeah. And like you were saying, there has to be some form of regulation when it comes to the coders and the people that create these apps and create these things. Because it was a video I saw. Was it 4 years ago, I think, or longer than that, where Google had their AI, and they had their AI have a conversation with somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
And the person on the phone didn't realize that was an AI talking to them.
And you said that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So the technology is there. I think the technology has been there since the 50s, because I think that's when the word artificial intelligence was in our the wording of it was in the 50s. But what kind of put it on hold was we don't know too much about it. We gotta figure out how we regulate it. And so, like you were saying, it has to be some form of regulation where, because if not, it's going to run amok, and then you have a situation where you're going to have a certain small percentage is going to make a huge profit off of it, off the back of, like yourself, like an artist that has art that's already there. Because again, back in the days when you always had that issue of people just taking your artwork that was on social media and putting their copyright, the apps that we had at that time, where they would put their copyright or try to change the color a little bit and then post it out there and not tell people where the original content come from. Because to be honest with you lost a lot of money because of that. A couple of your artwork that went viral, a lot of people didn't know it was your artwork. That's a lot of dough for that.
Yeah, I would say so.
And so I just go ahead, bro.
Oh no, you just brought back PTSD, right?
I'm sorry, but I like behind the scenes. We had these private conversations.
Now y'all have my back. I appreciate that, but I mean, this whole thing is crazy. But you know, another thing to take into consideration too, right? I mean, I don't know everybody's spiritual backgrounds, but I've lived enough life, and I've seen enough things in real life, and that piggybacks off of the concepts of like The Exorcist, right, or possessions and things of that nature. And then you take it into even looking at like Chucky.
Yep.
Right. So Chucky was a static doll who spoke certain pre-programmed words, and the guy did the ceremony or whatever and then possessed Chucky. Technically, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't say technically, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
So who's to say if this AI becomes sentient enough that we're really just talking to a computer?
Yeah.
Is demonic possession potentially possible with technology?
Yeah.
And if this thing's talking to you, suggesting things you should and shouldn't do, or giving you visual images, or telling you to say certain words, or when you read it, are you speaking curses over yourself?
Yeah.
I know this probably just took a turn you probably didn't even expect.
No.
Things that me and a lot of my artist friends talk about, and this is some real shit.
No, I agree with you. That's why I think it's important to have those regulations put in place. Because if you don't have those regulations in place, those things are going to happen in this AI democracy where everyone has access to it, and right. So it's important that we have these conversations. These conversations has to keep going on, and then, like you were saying, you got to have the artist community come together to start working on a plan where artists like yourself get compensated. Like you were saying, the idea of like you have groups that say, hey, can you do these many artworks for this, for you, like a contract, like, all right, this is my worth, and all right, pay me this, I'll make these different kind of images that you can take, you can use, put on your platform or whatever, and let somebody remake it. But at least I'm getting compensated from it, and I'm getting residual for every time someone uses my art. I'm getting some residual, some money back from every time someone used the template of my art. And so these conversations need to be taking place. Bro, I enjoy this conversation with you. But before we go, how can people find you, bro?
I'm at DemarDouglas.com, at Demar Douglas on IG, and pretty much any other platform. Just Demar Douglas.
All right, go check him out. He's an amazing artist. He's an amazing human being. He's a granddad. I salute you. Granddad, dad.
My legacy is thorough, brother.
Yeah, it is, man.
And drawn too. Yeah.
All right, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.